Channel viewers, Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist, Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. We're in the sports car today. It's nice too. Beautiful weather. Thank you for joining me. Some of you might be going through a breakup right now for whatever reason. There's thousands of reasons these days for breakdowns, usually via interference, some kind of outside interference or some rubbish that's going on. And that's how you got to look at it. If you're in a relationship with somebody that's not reciprocal, including by way of resolve, because the resolve's the big one, viewers. That's the one that's going to make you or break you. You better check out what's going on and check it out fast, because you'll be sabotaged psychologically. Now, she might keep turning up and she might keep you interested, but that doesn't mean it's healthy. It just doesn't mean it's healthy, okay? And how do you bring this back into order? Well, there's different ways and different means. But the main one is to focus on yourself. Let it go. Let it take your trouble with her and focus on yourself. That's the way to go. Come back to yourself. Now, by rights, you should never have lost yourself. This is the funny part about it. If you become too needy, if you chase her too much, if you are always trying to text her and ring her and pursue her, and that's gonna, for a while, that's gonna work, okay, for a little while. Then after a while, that's gonna wear at her, because you're making it too easy. You're not giving her anything to think about. Absence is a gift. It's a beautiful gift. And if somebody wants to use it correctly, they'll stop and think about how they're behaving and what they're doing and what impacts that's having on their relationship. Negligent people don't self-reflect. They don't introspect. So if they're losing something, they'll just let it go. They don't know how to resolve. People that have value for things and really care about things, they're going to bring around a sensible form of resolve. And let me say to you, if somebody's bringing to you a form of resolve that just doesn't make sense, that could be somebody trying to get you to throw a reverse discard. They might, in a roundabout way, be saying to you, I want out. And you have to be able to hear in the spirit what the message is behind what they're saying. Some of you guys and girls are hanging around people that have lost interest a long time ago, and they just don't know how to check out. So they're just going through the motions over and over, and nobody's happy. There's too much unresolved. It all comes back to unresolved. All of it. If there was nothing to resolve, everything would be in harmony. But what the problem is, the little things that don't get fixed on the way that are brought to each other's attention. If something's brought to somebody's attention and they choose to just ignore it, man, that's a major ticket to detach from that person. and start to get strategies in place for you to be able to handle no contact. Because what a lot of people are doing is fueling bad behavior. You're fueling the bad behavior of this person, and you're giving license to them to do it again. And that's not love, man. Love is when, if somebody's doing you wrong, you let them know, give them some tolerance, some time to work it out. If it goes beyond a month or something, man, you know you're dealing with somebody that's just not going to figure it out. You detach. Now, that's after detachment, that's going to come down to tolerance after that, how much you can tolerate. And how much time you want to put into a situation that the arse has fallen out of. Because unresolved immediately, if somebody refuses to resolve something, that's a zero. You're back at zero. You still might be having sex with her. You still might be, hanging around each other, eating together and that. But you're actually at a stalemate at zero. Because unresolved is a debit. So I'm being gracious by saying zero. Okay, it's really a debt. You're really in debt. Your relationship's gone backwards. People that don't want to resolve are disrespectful. They're not respecting what's valuable to the mental health of the situation, and they're just going to let the mental health of the situation deteriorate. Now, if you allow that to happen, right, and I've experimented with this, excuse me, where I've gone, okay, we've got a detached situation, we've got a third-party triangulation, strangulation, it's not being resolved, I've brought it up and it's not being resolved. Detach. And see what happens. If nothing happens within a week or 2 weeks or something, man, you've got a situation on your hands that's going to cave in on itself. Because your mental health, immediately, as soon as you see somebody that should resolve something and they're not, that's immediate mental health on you, because now you're going into a situation of over devotion. You're going to be trying to figure out what's the problem, why aren't they doing this when it's so easy, and your mind becomes over attached. That's a debit, right? That's the debit. Anything to do with mental health in the negative is a debit, and it's not to be tolerated. And too many of us stay in relationships where the person that we're with hasn't got the value to go, I'm going to fix this for my woman, or I'm going to fix this for my man. You're dealing with somebody that's not in it. They're just after supply. That's the first sign of narcissism. They've lost their way in life. Their feelings have been taken away. Well, you say, well, they help people. They work in the handicap zone and all. That doesn't matter. Some of the worst narcissists, female narcissists I've seen have been nurses, doctors, university teachers, the handicap workers. I've had 3 of those. They were all had massive issues. Yeah, compassionate, but domestically degenerated, narcissistic. A lot of these people do these jobs to get a sense of self-worth and to portray a compassionate identity, but underneath, you hang around long enough and you find out underneath, these people are covert. They know what they're doing. And if they're not producing a relationship that's protected from mental health issues, you're really dealing with somebody that doesn't care. That's it. You're just dealing with someone that doesn't care. So what are you going to do? Are you going to be on the phone texting, I love you, I care about you, oh God, please, don't do this to me, I can't handle this, I need you? No, because that's enabling the bad behavior, the bad performance. A relationship's reciprocal, and that reciprocation has to work around the mental health of the two people in it. And if it's not, you've got trouble on your hands. You're in with someone that is not good for you. That's all there is to it. And you have to have the courage, right? If you're attached, if this has happened over a period of 3, 6, 9, 12 months, where you're prepared to say, okay, I've been dudded. Remember, people can turn up physically, but that doesn't mean they're absent emotionally. Women are tough. They are tough. And they just move on, man. There's no worries for them. You've split up with them on the Monday morning. They got a new bloke on the Tuesday afternoon, getting popped and banged and dumped and pumped to try and make themselves feel better. That's how it works. You've got to have those survival skills as well. If she's not performing, man, the way she needs to, no contact. And if she don't come back after you've told her to fuck off or whatever, she was never in it. She wasn't in it. And you did the right thing by yourself. And now there's room in your life for other people to legitimately come into it. Cheating's not on, drugs and alcohol aren't on, lying and all that dark triad, micro-incremental negative behavior that harms yourself and everybody else, that's not on. I'm talking about integrity here. So when you've gone no contact, I've had enough of this, and they still won't try and resolve anything, I'll come back and go, oh, well, you know. Then you know. It's done. You know. You accept it, you start to heal, and you move on. And that's how you don't waste time. And the right one will come along. Believe me, she'll come. You might get 5 years, you might get 3 years, you might get whatever. But you can't stay in a relationship where a person is degenerated. It's just not going to benefit you or them. This is Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, theologist.